All aboard, passengers. This is your conductor, Sus Caboose, reminding you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So, as you can see, I'm at the hospital. Yay! On my road. But what you don't know is that it is October 10, Sunday, 2021, and at 11:01 my baby girl was born. Yay! She was weighing at 7 pounds 2 ounces, and the reason why she was born today is mostly because I was originally scheduled for an NST non-stress test on Saturday, so the 9th, and and it was looking good. It was fine. Everything was sounding okay. It did show I was contracting. So, um, they after doing the NST, I went to get an ultrasound to check on the baby's measurements and the water, the fluid, see if she has enough, and see and the placenta too, since I was like I'm 41 weeks and 3 days past my due date. Um, well, I was 41 weeks and 3 days yesterday, not anymore. Um, so they had to check on that, and it showed that my water was like running low, like not dangerously low, but it's like getting there, like it's running low. So they were talking to me about getting induced, because if I wait any longer it could be very dangerous, since my placenta will start re-shutting down and my water's running low, so it could have ripped, um or it just evaporating. I don't know exactly um why my water was running low during the ultrasound. And Abraham and I talked. We were saying, I think it's time, the water's running low. We want to see her. Everybody else wants to see her. So I think it's time to get baby girl out. And we talked. We said, okay, we do want to get the induction. So they told us that if we can come back around 5 or 5:30, 6 being the latest, to get the induction. Since we were hungry, our appointment was at 2, and we didn't finish until like 4. I was 4. Um, and we were hungry, so we wanted to go eat. And then Abraham and I took a picture. I'll post it right here. That we said, well, I said that this would be our last meal. That's just him and I. And I was like, oh my goodness, we have to take a picture. So, and he agreed. So, uh, that's that. So yeah, um, we came back to the hospital like at 6:20, and that's because since we'll be taking her home, like she'll be born and we'll be taking her home, Abraham did not get the chance to clean out his car, like organize it and vacuum it, trying to make it look nice for the baby and safe for the baby. So we stopped at a vacuum at a car, car wash slash um, gas station. So we vacuumed a little real quick, like threw everything in the bag and try to organize the seat to get the car seat in and stuff. So after that, we came back like 6:20, and they had me admitted to a room. That room was already waiting for me. I got checked in and everything, and the induction did not start until um 7. I want to say 7:15, 7:10 maybe. But they did have me hooked up to the monitor first. I think that's why it was didn't get the induction slip thingy majiggy until 7, because they want to check on baby's heart rate and if I'm contracting, which I was, but not painful. Like, I was contracting, but I wasn't feeling it like a contraction. I was feeling it more like a cramp. So that's that. And then once the induction started, I felt them quick, super quick. Like almost, it felt like almost every 5 minutes, because I was trying to sleep between them, and when you're asleep, you don't really keep track of time. So I felt like every 5 minutes, and they were coming strong around, I want to say 12, maybe 1, or almost 1. Um, come on, just. So yeah, they were coming in strong around that hour, and I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with them when it was when I was 8 centimeters. When I was 8 centimeters, I was like, I need an epidural, because I cannot handle these. Even though I did last 8 centimeter, um, and I knew, like, they're going to get stronger. This is like probably the highest pain I've ever felt, and the stronger they come. I think the more I'm gonna want an epidural, and it's gonna be too late by then. So, um, sorry, I'm sweaty. Um, anyways, so I began from 1 centimeter. I think like 2 weeks ago, like on the last week of September. I got my cervix checked, and it said that I dilated 1 centimeter, almost 2. And then when the induction happened and they checked my cervix, it was 4 centimeters. Like, my body was going rapidly with the induction. And then I think they took it out. They said it needed to be in for like 12 hours, but they took it out like within 6 hours maybe, or 4. I don't remember, but it did not last like 12 hours in me. Anyways, so once they took it out, I dilated all the way until 8 centimeters. So like I moved in force, and I was screaming, I was like kicking, I was tossing and turning. I was in so much pain. I was holding on to Abraham super tight. I felt so bad that I was the way I was like holding onto him, because oof, because I just felt like I was hurting him, and that's just like the last thing I wanted to do. But it was like the only thing in my mind was that I want to like squeeze and scream and pull and yank, and like have like a mental breakdown kind of thing. And then when I was 8 centimeters, a bunch of nurses came in, and they were like getting ready for the baby to be delivered. Like, they were getting the baby monitor stuff set up and everything. And I asked the nurse and the OB, mostly the nurse, I think, that if I can get the epidural, because I cannot go any longer. I cannot push with this pain. And they said, okay, yeah, but it may be like you may still feel some pressure, and or maybe I won't feel them, and they would like have to coach me on when to push and stuff. So I was like, okay, I don't care. As long as if I get an epidural and this pain will like die down. So they gave it to me, the epidural at 8 centimeters. Because at 8 centimeters, a couple hours went by, like 3, maybe 4, and I was still in 8 centimeters. So I would, when I was getting a contraction, the OB, um, the OB would like push my cervix to like make it dilate faster and thin it out a lot faster since it was go time basically, and it worked. The the nurse at some point she checked and said, "You have no cervix." I was like, "I have no cervix? That means like I am fully dilated and stuff. Like it's time to push." And she was like, "Yeah, it's time to start pushing." I was like, "Okay, good." Now the anesthesia by then numbed me. I couldn't. I was able to still move pretty well, but it numbed me to the point I felt no contraction at all. In the beginning, when they still put it in me, I was able to feel like 1 or 2 contractions, but not as bad. But then after that, nothing. So, um, so when we were looking at the monitor and we were checking like when the contraction is coming, they told me how to when to push and like how long to push. They were coaching me through it, and I was doing really well. Everyone was telling me, okay, you're doing good, you're breathing good, you're holding in that push really well. Like I was holding in the push for like 10 seconds. Like I really wanted her out. Like because it was like during the point that she has to like push down and down to the pelvis area, and then that's when it will come a lot smoother. Because when she's not by the pelvis area, it goes down, down, and then once I'm done pushing, it'll like go back up. So I was really trying to get her down and stay down so she can be here. And she was crowning a bit, but her heart rate like was dropping, like it was not responding very well. And it happened like 6 times while I was pushing. And then they were like, okay, no, this is not working. They had me toss and turns in like different positions, like on my right, on my left, on my hands and knees, to get her to move her head, because she would come like a sunny side up, like she would be facing me instead of like facing down, because she like needs to put her chin down for it to go to the cervix canal. So and then her heart was dropping. So they were like, this is not working. We need to do like an immediate C-section. And they were like, are you okay with that? I was like, yeah, if my baby is not gonna be able to come out on it on her own, like she's not listening, then yeah, but I do want like Abraham to come. So they put me on my hands and knees, covered me up, and rolled me to the C-section room. And at some point, they had the NICU people in the room because she might need help like breathing or something else. If her heart like may stop or something, they just had the NICU people just for emergencies. But once we got to the C-section room, I was like crying. I was like, I don't want to be here. Like I don't want a C-section. This is not what I hoped for. But I just kept telling myself, it's for the safety of my daughter. It's for the safety of my daughter. Abraham started crying too, and I told him, don't cry, because you cry, I'm gonna cry. And he was just saying, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay, it's not your fault. It's our daughter. She's a little stubborn. She's not listening. So I just told him to talk to me about something like Boruto or anything. Just basically anything to get my mind off the the movement, because I was able to feel the move like my organs, or like move my uterus. Um, and they did put like a little more doses of anesthesia in me because I was able to feel them pinching. So I was completely numb from like my neck down. Couldn't feel anything. So it went by fast. I am so glad it went by fast. I don't, if it went slow, then I know like something's wrong. But it went by fast. The team was awesome. They kept me like calm, like relax. Everything's gonna be good, and we got you, kind of thing. I was like, okay. I did not try to worry because I felt like that would have made things worse. So I kept my cool, and the baby was born like within an hour. And that's the hour of 11:01. So, um, she came out healthy. Thank the Lord, she came out healthy. Nothing bad. Um, her skin is kind of like dried because of the lack of fluid, but they say that's totally normal because she was overdue. The fluid was drying out, like there was not a lot. And fun fact, I never felt my water break. I never felt my water erupt. I think somewhere where I was feeling a contraction and my blood show came, it may have popped there, but I don't know. Never felt the balloon pop. Anyways, so she came out healthy with just like a little bit of a dry skin. They said that will go away and it's totally fine. Like they're not gonna bathe her until like tomorrow because it still has like that good bacteria for her to absorb that she needs and stuff. So we're like, okay, that's all right. I know she was gonna be looking wrinkly. It's okay that she's now looking like she's shedding the layer of skin. Because in a way she kind of is, but I'm like, okay, that's good as long as it won't hurt her, or um, it won't harm her if she takes a shower or something like that, like a bath. So she came out healthy. Everything's fine. She came out 7 pounds, 2 ounces, which is good. Consider she was a week overdue. Um, and here she is. Hold on, let me. Here's my baby girl. Look how beautiful she is. Oh, she's sleeping. Yeah, she's right here next to me, sleeping. This is my room. The monitor, sink, that's a bathroom, that's the entry. That's where they measured her and check her vitals. Closet doors, tiny TV, rocking chair, little desk for eating. Abraham slept there. Diaper bag and our luggage is over there. Breast pump and phone charger. Mm-hmm. So once the C-section was over, they sewed me up, and I was extremely numb. Couldn't feel a thing. So when they switched me back to the hospital bed to bring me back to my room, so weird. I had the feeling I was gonna fall, but they told me there was like 4 people around me, and they told me, "We got you. You're not gonna fall, okay?" And I was like, "Okay." And I completely trust the team here at St. Charles. Um, it was insane how comfortable I felt here. Um, but I am grateful that I felt very comfortable. I wasn't like panicking or anything because I feel like that would have made my vitals like worse or something. So, um, they're a great team. So I came back to the room, I was shaking. I had the chills. I had like I was just shaking. And Abraham was freaking out, like, why are you shaking this much? Like, I don't think that's normal, because it wasn't really normal at the amount that I was shaking to. So it scared me too.
A few moments later.
So where I left off was I'm home now. Where I left off is I was shaking so much, so I wasn't really comfortable to breastfeed her that day that she came. But once I stopped shaking, I was able to hold her, bond with her, and actually breastfeed her. And that day, I just spent most of the time in bed. I didn't do much. I couldn't do much, so I just ate, slept, fed her, and that's about it. Then the next day, I was feeling a lot better. Like somewhere in the afternoon, the nurses came to help me move and try to maneuver to the restroom, stuff like that. And it worked. I was feeling better. I got to move a lot more. I got to shower. And then the next day came and they did the test for Selene. They test her, they did her physical, obviously, and then they checked up on me, see how I was doing, how I was recovering, and then gave me medication for the pain and stuff. And we were ready to go home, even though it did feel nice. I felt like really welcome and really comfortable there to the point I kind of didn't want to leave, but I was ready to go home and, raise her now on my own. So that was that, and it was really nice. I enjoyed like everybody's help. It was it was really great. Like, they were all nice and everything. So, and they did their best. I know with the situation nowadays is very complicated, but they did do their best. Like I didn't have the same nurse more than a couple hours, but it worked. So I'm fine. I'm fine now. I can move a lot. My feet are not as swollen, but I still try not to move as much because I don't want to um, open my stitches, even though they're healing really well. So I still want it to get easy because I'm still kind of feeling some pain here and there, and I'm just now I'm just staying in bed mostly, eating and taking care of Selene, feeding her, changing her, and make sure she gets a lot of rest because her weight is slowly gaining back now that it's almost been 2 weeks since she's been born. So yeah, that's that for now, and I'm really looking forward to the future to make more memories. So let's hope for the best for here on out. And that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.